Let's be specific. And now he is a Los Angeles Laker. He received how much, Mike?
$154 million
for
4 years.
4 fucking years. What does that relate to? I don't know. $32.5 million, I think. Something there. Something around there.
I mean, after taxes, all that stuff, and the agent gets the money, I get it. But you can't call the best player in the NBA a piece of shit. Because he does a lot of good shit, too, man. You know, charities with kids organizations and all that shit that people don't really see like us because we're not really fans of either not him or the game. I'm not really, since Bird retired, I kind of gave up on the NBA.
Okay. All right. Now, hold on one second. You bring up you bring up something very, very interesting. You know, he does things with kids. He does things for charities and stuff like this. Do you really think it's him?
Well,
do you think he's doing this the goodness of his heart, or do you think it's his sports agent going,
PR
listen, or his PR going, listen, they fucking hate you out there. Yeah. They think that you're a fucking scum of the earth because of this, that, and the other thing. You need to start doing this and that. Yeah. We don't know.
Well,
maybe he's doing it out of his goodness
of
heart.
Anybody that's a millionaire has minions. And some of those minions are going to steer him in the right direction, and some minions are going to steer him in the wrong direction.
LeBron, let me tell you, if you're doing this from the goodness of your heart, my friend, I will bow down to you and say thank you so much for doing that. There are a lot of people out there, a lot of athletes out there that say, listen, and I believe that. You know what? Perfect Entertainment has that philosophy. When you're successful, you give back. Mm-hmm. And this is the reason why I do some of the nonprofit stuff. And this is the reason why every year when the Nashville School District and the city of Nashville go, listen, we want you to play music for the start of the school year, bringing the kids back to send them off on their way and stuff like that. I'll be the first person to do this. The Humane Society, the cystic fibrosis of the world, the multiple sclerosis of the world. I'm there. No problem. Again, if you're successful, you should give back. But don't do it because, your agent is doing it. And I'm just maybe, grasping straws here.
Everybody's going at him. He's like a piece of fish on the beach when all the seagulls are coming down to attack because they want a piece of him, regardless if it's good or bad. They want investors or investments, and they want him to be a spokesman for this. I mean, I just saw a commercial with him, in a baseball commercial with him with a Sprite uniform on. Yeah. The most god-awful Sprite uniform known to man, and he's throwing fastball Sprites down the middle of the thing. Corny as hell, but he made bank on that thing. But
you bring up now. Let's talk about this other thing. You mentioned that he is the best player.
That's just more money coming into him,
and that's okay. You know what? They want to. He's an icon. I get it. You know what? If you're going to have someone famous like that,
he's making $154 million for 4 years.
And that's who knows.
Let's sign him to do the Sprite commercial. He needs more money,
and that's fine. And you know what? It works.
Yeah.
The commercial does work, right?
Yeah.
You saw LeBron James in the Sprite commercial. You think it's Sprite,
and I'm willing to even go a little bit further here. I bet he might do a commercial and go, listen, if you do this commercial, this will get paid for, and I just need you for 10 minutes for the day. And all this money will go towards this foundation.
Who knows how much money he'd made out of for that?
Just for appearances, those kind of things. I mean, when in my eyes, he's the best player in the NBA. I mean, not my favorite, but he's definitely the best. I mean, Cleveland's the team is gone now.
The Cleveland Cavaliers doesn't exist in my eyes anymore. Now. You say that he's the best player in the world.
In my eyes.
Well, okay, and that's your opinion. Is he the best player in the world?
Larry Bird is the best player ever.
Well, again, they've done statistics. ESPN has done them. They put him up against Larry Bird. They put him up against Julius Erving. They put him up on Michael Jordan. The thing is he great at what he does? Absolutely. You know what? I hate him. Because he's a great ball player, because he beats the teams that I love, it was a great battle when Cleveland was playing the Boston Celtics. You know, is he the best player, though? No. In my opinion, no. Here's why. Cleveland did not win the championship this year. Golden State won it again this year. So can you say that he's the best player? No. And here's the other thing. He's searching for the next championship because he wants another one. He's won a couple of championships for Cleveland. Is he gonna get a championship with LA? I don't know. I really don't know. So I'm glad he's in the West Coast. We don't have to deal with this bullshit in the East Coast anymore. Mm-hmm. He's out there. Let him battle it out with Golden State and the rest of the teams out there. Mm-hmm. Fucking great. Good luck. Yep. Good luck. Will we see him in the playoffs? Probably, maybe in the first round, but I don't think he's going to make it after that. Yeah. They need other players. And the thing is, here's the other thing I think of. A lot of people don't want to play with him. Yeah. A lot of people don't want to. I know Magic Johnson now has the most difficult job in the world going, who do I bring that will play with LeBron to bring that team to a championship caliber?
It's almost like you can't have another star player on the team
because
you're going to have
he whines and, he's the limelight. They call him the king for a reason. Well, unfortunately, when you're playing, in most sports, it's not just I. It's a team effort.
The other day on
Tom Brady will say that to you. He goes, if it wasn't for if it wasn't for Amendola and Rob Gronkowski and this person and everything, I couldn't do my fucking job. He'd be the first person to say that. You think LeBron will say that?
Hell
fucking no. Absolutely fucking no.
No, so the other day on the radio they were talking and I completely agree with it. So he came into the limelight and instead of being LeBron, he tried to be everybody else. So nobody actually got to know him. And now he's got this big ego because he's trying to recreate himself. And everybody's like, you're just a jackass. Like,
I don't know. I just...
If he came on the scene and showed his true colors and, was the nice guy that supposedly he is, people wouldn't think he's a dickwad now. But because he came on the scene with this high ego, I'm better than you, and I'm better than you, and I'm going to be the next, Larry Bird, and I'm going to be the next Magic Johnson.
If the Celtics signed him, you would have been like, oh, shit.
You never would have seen him.
I'm just saying.
Hypothetically speaking?
If he would have came and been a Celtic.
Let me tell you one thing right now. We are very... We've talked about this on this show many, many times. We have many fans that are Boston sports fans out there that are very smart. They would have jumped off that bandwagon a long time ago. They would have been rooting for the New York Knicks if LeBron came to the Celtics. Yeah. It wouldn't have worked, unfortunately. Oh, yeah. How is that going to work? LeBron James and Kyrie Irving back together again in a Celtics uniform? Mm-hmm. Danny Ainge, I'm glad you stayed away from this.
But the Celtics were on the picking list for him. I mean, I guarantee they underbid, but they were one of the teams.
I'm just glad he's out in the West Coast. He can do with the West Coast teams, and he's going to have a difficult time every time they play with Golden State. I'm glad he's out there. Now you bring up a good point that some of these, and it just happens. It's not just in basketball. Hockey is, I guess, one of the sports that don't play the amount of money like in baseball, like in basketball. You have a problem with this. Is that correct? The amount of, in terms of the amount of money that these players are getting? Mm-hmm. Why? I want to know why.
Why do I have a problem with the amount?
Yeah.
Because they're way overpaid. They don't. You've got hardworking people that have from age 7 that have worked all their lives and will never ever see what these people are making in 1 year.
But they don't have a talent like he does.
Well, and that's...
Oh, I bet. Okay. I beg to differ. My dad could make you anything out of wood.
Yeah. Is our owners going to buy that wood? Is somebody going to sponsor that wood? I mean...
But that's
you got to be really good to have somebody pay that kind of money for you.
And this is the reason why we're having this conversation now. I understand where you're coming from, but unfortunately, when you're dealing with these billionaire owners, you're right, and you're paying $75 to go see the LeBron James and the JD Martinez and the Tom Brady's of the world. They gotta get paid, almost in the same ratio. When you're going, you can attest to this.
Why charge these?
Well, no, hold on one second.
Why charge these astronomical amounts so normal, regular, everyday people can't go watch the game?
When you go to a Patriots game, you're the
we
diehard.
can't afford to go to a Patriots game. That's why we haven't been.
Mike, how much do you spend on when you go to a Patriots game? I know you've been there.
From $200 to $300.
At least. At least.
$200 to $300. You have to. I mean, because you want to intake the game. You just don't sit there. You want to experience the whole thing, the beer, or the sodas, or the whatever, and that shit costs outrageous money. Outrageous money.
$10 for a beer, $12 for a drink, or $15, I should say. Tickets are anywhere from $40 to $90. And we're not talking front row or the good seats and stuff. We're talking the second levels, the mezzanines of the stadiums and stuff. It's just, unfortunately, this is the way it is.
You got owners boxes. You got the creme de la creme seats. Then you got the season ticket holders, and then you got friends that knew friends that can't go to the game, so you sit way the fuck up, and or you got somebody that says, "Hey, I just can't be there. Here are your tickets."
Right. Bring your oxygen mask and your binoculars.
You hope and pray that one of your friends, and I've seen a lot of games because my friend Captain Chris, he's a season ticket holder, and he'll call me on occasion, and I just want to throw this out there because the Minnesota Vikings are coming to Foxborough this year. And I want to go to that game so bad because the Minnesota Vikings, everybody knows I'm a diehard Patriots fan. But my NFC team is the Minnesota Vikings. Love the Minnesota Vikings. And to see these two guys clash would be awesome. Don't worry. I want the Patriots to beat Minnesota.
But it's a nice game. It's a nice
day. To take that in, I will pay.
That's like when we want to go watch a Bruins game. Mm-hmm. It's got to be the Canadians versus the Bruins.
No. For me, in the NHL world, I have the same thing. I love my Bruins. Yeah. Love my Bruins. But I was on the bandwagon for the Las Vegas Golden Knights. Yeah. There was something about this team that was special. It was their first team, and the way that they played together, for their first year, and Las Vegas finally getting a team, and they're Las Vegas. Yeah, granted, it's Sin City and stuff, but they want to change their image a little bit in becoming a sports town, and they did it with the Las Vegas Golden Knights.
They'll have their
and I'll tell you,
I'm still trying to figure out why they call it Sin City, but they call them the Vegas Knights. Like, what? Why wouldn't it be like the Devils or the Satans or like?
What? It's like any sports
the Golden
team.
Knights.
Yeah, if they call Vegas Sin City, why not make them like the Devils or the Satan or?
Well, there's probably some history to it. I never thought of that too. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of it comes down to the city will vote on names. They'll say, like the Monarchs. That's how they got the Monarchs name, because the town they took a poll and they said, send in what should it be?
Yeah, and I'm trying to remember exactly. And I think the Golden Knights had something to do with one of the casinos, the hotels and stuff. I don't know if it's Excalibur or, because if I remember correctly, MGM Resorts owns a series of the hotels and casinos, and I'm wondering if it's because of the Excalibur casino. And
I don't know, but I just want to
I don't know.
I just want to state that I think their uniforms are fucking ugly.
The Knights?
Yes.
Oh, those are cool. I like
They're
that.
cool.
I think they're ugly.
I don't. Do I see them changing it? Probably. I think they're going to change it. Hey, remember when the Patriots changed their logo?
Oh, yeah.
95
or something.
95, 96, and then all of a sudden you saw they went from the old logo to the new one. They're like, oh my god, that fucking sucks. Now all of a sudden,
Everybody's getting a tattoo on their bodies.
Everybody's got a tattoo, a hat, whatever. It's the best logo in the NFL.
I'm going to throw this out. We abolish all New England teams. You move